Hey, good morning. BB, I'm doing you a makeup 101. So to help remind you which colors to use where. I've already put mascara on. I'm in the car, obviously, at my work, parked out front. And I find myself doing my makeup in the car at work frequently these days with the running around of trying to get to 2 different jobs and running errands for, it's just busy. I feel like I'm just as busy as I was when I had kids at home, and running them around to their things. Anyway, I'm filling in my eyebrows with the line brush. I think you had an angled brush like this, and I'm using my contour, a contour color. This one's called Shadow, and you have Astoria, which would work perfectly. And the cream, I think, just gives a little more depth than a powder, so I really like using the cream. I've used this color eyeshadow though too, Trust, with a little bit of setting spray, and just starting in the middle. I think we talked about this. Just start in the middle and then kind of above that, and then pull it out to the ends. This way you don't end up with all the most color right here and having to spread it out. So again, they can be sisters, not twins, but it just adds a little more youthfulness, because when we were young, we had more eyebrows before we plucked them all out. Why did we do that? Okay, so then I'm gonna go back to my 3D colors. I don't have my contour color up here, but for you have your lightest shade is the white peach, and I think Jackin sent me a picture of your palette. It's the one that's on the far left, just like this one, and then next to it you have your sunlit, which was for your color correction, just right here, and then on your eyelids. And I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna use my ring finger to apply this. So your lightest shade, that white peach, is just a color that's going to help bring lightness and the attention to your center of your face. Gives you kind of an awakeness look. So it's gonna go inside corners and outside corners, and I can tell the temperature has changed. These are a little stiffer, and that's why it's good to put this color on first, because it kind of gives it time to warm up to the temperature of your skin before blending. So again, that's color number 1 on the left side of your palette. Ring finger, or you can use a brush. I know you have tons of those Bobbi Brown brushes, but this step you would want to use kind of a skinnier brush. You just dab it, barely dabbing. And again, it goes between your eyebrows, down the nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and then just right here. We're kind of avoiding too much product right in this area, because that's where the little wrinkles are, and we don't want any settling in those areas. So then next we would do number 2, which would be the contour. I'm gonna go ahead and try using shadow. It might be slightly dark for me, but I'm just dabbing a little bit. And you know that contour has a totally different texture. It's more, it's stiffer, drier. It still provides a little bit of coverage, but what we're doing here is just adding a little dimension, a little facelift for the face. You can put a little on your forehead. Mine is always covered by, and my hair today is ridiculous. I'm getting it cut tomorrow, and it's not a moment too soon. Just right here. You would do it on your hairline. It depends on how tall a forehead you have. If you want to, bring the attention down a little, then you do a little more than less. But again, my hair, I don't know what, I guess it's dry? I don't know. It's very flat today. So anyway, I've done a little right here. You can also do some on the jawline. I'm trying not to do too much here because this color is pretty dark. I haven't done a full 3D, 3D in a while. I've just been defaulting to a tinted moisturizer with a little bronzer and a little blush. I have not been doing this. The other thing you can do for fun, if you want to try it, is take a little contour, rub it between 2 fingers, start at the top of your nose, and you want to stay kind of on the top if you want to make your nose look skinnier. But you can change the shape, and you can also put a little right here for a shadow, for the illusion of a thick, fuller lip, because I don't think I have very full lips. So again, that's color number 2. That's your contour. That's for you as Astoria. I think it was right here. In your palette, I think it's the one next to Sunlit. So then let's move on to Sunlit for you, although I don't do that color. Sunlit, we talked about putting it just right here to help color correct this area, and then on your eyelids, which have a little bit of a pinkiness to them. So at this step is where you would do those. Again, you want to use a tiny, a fine brush and just dab the slightest amount and just kind of dab it in. Pouncing is your friend for mature skin. So you would just do it right here, and then take your finger, and you can either press it in with your finger and then kind of blend it out with the end of a smaller brush. And then your main shade, which was in this spot, no, sorry, where my blush is, that's your main shade. That's the color that goes everywhere. And this brush, if you want to try another brush, either the buff brush provides fuller coverage, or I am loving the shape brush, which is like the little sister to that blush and bronzer brush I think I left with you. At any rate, I'm going to just, you just barely pounce. There's no swiping action. You just pounce if you're going to use the brush to apply it, and it goes everywhere else we haven't put anything. So you're still just one layer all over. That way you're not putting on too much product. I like my color Mango has a little bit of an orange to it. We talked about how orange can kind of cancel out red, and that's sort of the reason that Sunlit works for you on your lids and your under eye area. It's just a little bit of color correction, taking away things that are distracting to you. The other thing you can do with your white peach, Jackin said you're feeling a little concerned about coverage on the age, the darker spots. Take your white peach, and I don't know if I have a little brush in here, but I want to show you. Okay, this is a bad example, but take a brush that has a small little end. You'll dab just the slightest, tiniest little bit in your white peach. And I have one right here. Let's see. I don't really have a color that's going to work for this idea. Maybe I'm going to use this color. It's a lip and cheek. It's called Bear. Just to give you an idea. Just a tiny little bit. I'm just dabbing it. And I can't even see it without glasses. I have a little bit of brownness right here. And you would just barely tap with your white peach, because it has a little bit of pink, and the pink will kind of just camouflage. And then you could just take your finger and just dab it. But try that and see if that makes those spots a little less distracting. I promise nobody but you is noticing that. But if you want to feel like you have covered them just a little bit, try that and see if it works. Okay, so I can't see a thing without glasses. I don't have my mirror. So I'm hoping this is looking blended. So to blend your contour, you go in on the jawline, you go down. And I just kind of just swirl. Tapping. I probably need a little more. Right. Of my main shade right here. Maybe I'll use my fingers and then blend it. Oh yeah, it is cold for these. So I'm just gonna tap with my finger and then blend taking kind of the excess and putting it on the eyelids as a little bit of a primer. I'm going to tap again because I didn't put any on my forehead because I'm too busy talking. The other thing too is don't forget about your Bella bronzer. If you are feeling a little bit pale, you know, we're moving into not as much natural sun on our faces. Bella bronzer is the bomb. Remember we put that on last and you felt like, yeah, that was the ticket. So I have Xanadu here, which is similar to Bella. It just has a little bit of illuminator built in. And for bronzer, remember we're just gonna make a 3, lightly just swirling a 3, and then on this side I'm going to swirl it again, and an E, just to give you just that oh so flushed, bronzed, sun-kissed look. You could just do a C and a backwards C if you didn't want to go down. But the other thing too is bring it down to your neck so you can kind of keep it all looking the same. And then that just gives you a nice dimensional look. I've lifted my cheeks up a little bit. And then I'm going to put on a lip and cheek. I think I'll just use Madrid today. It's just kind of a nice corally pink. I'm just kind of dabbing right on the top of my cheekbones right here. Swirling to blend. I think this color makes my eyes look bluer. I could even use this as my eyeshadow if I wanted to. That's what's so cool about these. I'm going to put on a little bit of lip conditioner and then use the rest of what's on my finger. I think I'm going to top off with black cherry. We talked about how sheer this one is. It looks scary in the tin, but perfect on. And then I'm going to use the other end of this brush and I'm going to put on Bear and Peppa for an eyeshadow. I hope this isn't too long. I may have to go back and edit it into 2 pieces, or I may just put it on YouTube and give you a link. But this is just a quickie car makeup. Oops, that's the wrong thing. I'm gonna use the Peppa as more of a little shimmer. I'm just going on the movable part of my eyelid right here. And that's it. Hopefully it's blended. I just feel a little more put together, presentable, putting my best foot forward. I hope you have a great day. If you have any questions, give me a call. I can do a FaceTime. We can figure this out. I would love for you to love this makeup as much as I do. It's good for our skin. It feels great. There's hardly any, it just doesn't feel cakey or anything. And I'm here. Just let me know how I can help you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.